the 9 was the one that was really, really stressful because it was the top of the order. It was, it was Kip Nance, it was I had Napoli, Santana. Like these guys can hit a homer anytime.
Yeah.
Maybe a Lindor, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, like, and I remember Chapman actually hung a few sliders, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like, what am I going to call now? Like, because, I mean, I called probably 20 sliders in 9 innings, maybe one fastball. So, and I knew that if we give up a run, it was over. But in the bottom of the 10, it's like, we got 2-run lead, like, I feel like we can give up a run here, and still win the ball game, or, you know, kind of, you got room to navigate. But in the 9th, we didn't have any room, though. And then, you know, like, these guys were hot, feeling sexy about themselves. They just tied the game in the 9 and the 8, so it's like, oh boy.
There was one pitch to Jason Kipnis, breaking ball, hung the slider, I mean, belt high. He's taking a huge swing, and he fouled it back. And I watched that about a month after the World Series, and it's against all logic. My hands start sweating. I know who won the game. I was there. But I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's close. That's
After I saw that pitch, I'm like, I gotta go with the fast a little bit right here. So I mean, like, honestly, like, there's a good chance he might hang it again if we pay for it. Like,
and then after the final out, Ben, I got to share this with you. It's kind of a silly thing, really. I'm making the call, and I'm nervous, like all you guys were in the game. I'm just trying to keep my voice under control, trying to stay focused on whatever happens, and then say the Cubs win the World Series. And then I didn't really know what I was going to say after that. I happened to look out at Ben Zobrist coming in from left field. As he sees the play at first base, the umpire gives the out call. I see Ben jump up in the air, his legs are going one way, his arms are going the other, and it reminded me of when I used to coach my kids' teams. You remember that moment?
Yeah, of course. I see it all the time. People are like, I just love the joy, and I'm like, yes, so frolicking into the miles. So forever, I'll be doing that. What did we do during the rain delay in Game 7?
I had a far walk. You know what they did. And I remember Rossi saying, hey, everyone in the weight room. And then, there was a nice little speech given by a few people. And go back to the clubhouse, grab a snack. And before you know it, we were back out there.
It was a great one, though.
Yeah.
Like, the rain delay was a great one. I was expecting a little bit, couple hours to chill out again.
It was short. What do you remember about it, Stropey?
I remember that I went in and I found Chapman. Like, you see the stuff that they put to cover the clubhouse. He was under in his locker, sitting on the floor, his eyes wide, and
He was crying, just saying.
He was crying.
He was crying. He was crying.
He was crying. I went to give him the support. Hey, listen, this is nothing that haven't happened before. So it's just that we in a very important game. Hey, come up. We're gonna pick you up. We're gonna come after this, and we're gonna win this game. Just be ready because I think we're gonna be back in there. And then that's when Jason Hayward called the meeting. We went down. It was a pitch where a couple of the guys also talk, and I think that was a good click for the team to come back in that game.
Well, one thing I loved about that moment, and I don't know if you guys remember this as clearly as I feel like I did, okay? But one thing Hayward said when he started talking to us, and Chappie came. Chappie was one of the last guys into the room, and you could tell he was broken up about it. And Jay started saying some stuff to us, and then I remember looking at Chappie going, "We got you, Chappie." Kind of like, hey. And then he also talked about we've had each other's backs all year long, and it was one of the most inspirational moments I've ever been a part of, for sure. Because as soon as he was done talking, other guys talked around the room. And it was like the timing of it was ridiculously perfect. Because as soon as we were done talking, there was a knock at the door. The clubbie's like, hey, it's time to stretch. It was like literally our meeting was 15 minutes or whatever. And then it was over. That's what I remember.
Something also that Jason said, I never forget about that, when he said, we're here because we're the best in the world, so let's show the world why we're the best.
I think that's something J.A. also said. He literally pointed out, said, look, it's a tie ball game. We're not losing, guys. He said that, he goes, look around, we're not losing. It feels like we're losing. It's tied. It's all in front of us. We've done this all year.
You know, it was one thing that kind of amazed me the most on the difference on 15 and the 16, that when we lost against the Mets, even at the second game, we feel already defeated. We did feel like, okay, we're done. But and then when we go to the next year in 16 and we're down 3-1 this year, we still feel like, yeah, you know what? We have won 3 games in a row 100 times this year, though. So it's like, look at the reason. It was never, I never sensed a panic in the club. Which it was like, wow, you know, like, and looking back and thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I never felt like we got in panic mode at all, even though that we were like one game away to lose the World Games.